but welcome back to another session of In the Eyes of the Stars. So, last session, we came back to the world of Ilumelan, and specifically the Wyvern Wing Adventuring Guild of Rosewick, a little bit after the Winter Solstice celebration. And after things in Nassau had died down from the scare with Anasi, the Lady of Spiders and Secrets, attempting to become a goddess. Little Amelie, a young noble girl, displaced from the results, was adopted by two well-known Sky members of the guild, Izzy the Sword and Lillian the Diviner. And thus, when Lillian received a dream, a cry for help from her old mentor and an ex-guild member, Tobias Sinclair, a rather eccentric wizard devoted to studying and protecting the natural weave of magic in Ilumelan. She reached out to the four energies that she saw in the stars. Lydia, her librarian companion, Miriam, the longest-standing guild member, Kieran, an ex-Sky member and mysterious barkeep, and Shelia, an ex-guild member and the bane of her and Izzy's missions. Informing them of what she saw, the danger she feared that Tobias is in, with her being unable to contact him, and her suspicions of this being involved in a rising giant problem in the north. Lillian begged this group to go north to Vitherfold, the Wild North, and find his tower in the Aegeus Mountains. There, they could, for lack of better terms, break in and hunt for the clues of where he went, as he's notorious for keeping really great recordings of his notes. Track him down and mount a rescue, and maybe help him complete whatever world-saving task that he was likely upon. The group of four, prepared for the 3 to 4 week journey, got to know each other a little bit better as this new joint adventuring group, and set off. These weeks passed relatively quickly thanks to the comfort of Miriam's genie bottle, riding on the side of her donkey and providing a safe and comfy space to rest from the cold. Kieran had a devotion to keeping the group well fed and taken care of. Shelia told stories of the north and let them know what they were going to encounter, and Lydia had some pretty great directions and book knowledge of the area, as well as thanks to the vision imparted from her and Lillian. The group encountered a small group of hill giants way further south than normal at the entrance to Vitherfold, but managed to vanquish them easily. Carrying on, they followed Lydia's vision to a small valley in the north, a frozen waterfall, and snow-covered lake, marking it almost as much as the rising gray stone tower nestled in the snow-capped peaks. It carries up in one circular shape, full balconies encircling a couple of middle floors. Large windows decorate higher up, and the roof seems to be made of gleaming white gold metal that arcs of it and sticks out in a reflective dome nestling into what could only be a large telescope. The midday sun above you is above you, and you have arrived after 3 weeks of travel. What would you like to do here?
Not spelled pretty wrong in my notebook.
What?
I spelled pretty wrong. I said pretty.
Thank you for that very important note.
It was very important.
Super important thing to note. Oh my goodness.
Miriam's just gonna stroll up and knock on the front door.
Yeah, of course. So as you approach, you see that there's a large, very large, double doors in the tower. A massive and sweeping, beautifully decorated arch of the same white gold material that decorates the top. Constellation carvings that remind you of the door to the Wyvern Wings library decorate it. Similar, but not matching. A large knocker lays nestled in the lower center, about chest high for you and some of the taller members of the group. An elaborate dragon head right above the top. Now, you, Miriam, specifically would recognize dragons and Dragonhead. I feel like you've seen a couple from your travels in ages long before, because there's actually, and it's pretty common knowledge, that dragons on Ilumelan are pretty rare, especially older dragons. There's no publicly known adult or older dragons, though there are some rumors. And if you'd like to make a history check, especially since you've been gallivanting all over the world for years.
Absolutely, I will.
First roll of the night.
So. Natty 1, boys!
You have a bless! You have a bless! Quickly!
I mean, it's a nat 1, man. Even if you, well, I mean, you have to roll your bless.
Yeah.
So.
Ah, perfect.
So, okay, cool.
So, the dragon's head, do we know what, is it chromatic, is it metallic, is it what color it is?
So, as you're kind of like taking a look at it, you can't really pick up on the color. It's made of the same white gold that the like rest of the thing is. And it looks like an older dragon. I mean, actually, I don't know how involved you would have gotten into this, Lydia, but if you wanted to make a separate history check to just like see what you may have researched throughout your years, I would allow that as well.
Sure. Lydia will jump at a chance to show Miriam off, and she's going to use guidance on herself. Bluff. That's a 19 plus 4. That's a 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the 21, I feel like you would have read a lot about them. So you know that dragons who are adults tend to be a little bit, they usually start to be considered adult dragons at about 500-ish years old. And so this world is so young, it's like not even year 300, that a dragon to have put down its roots here are probably in the wormling or young stage. However, dragons could have maybe come from areas of the beyond. And actually, you have heard rumors based on some of the history you've researched and accounts that you've come across. You've heard rumors of one dragon, adult dragon, living among the pirates, wherever the pirate hideout may be, and another far, far south in Menominee among the tribes there. So some of the harsher guilds, you do know, attempt to cut down the intelligent creatures, especially chromatic ones, because they are rumored to have an evil nature. And so it's kind of odd that this eccentric wizard has a lot of this iconography of a dragon on his door knocker, but he is an elf and is probably a little bit older aged, and maybe he has come from a different world to settle here and has brought like this fascination from a different life.
See.
So that's kind
I
of
will relay that to the group.
Oh, cool. What do adult
and
dragons look like?
Even though Lydia is a lot smaller than Miriam, she's kind of raising her nose at her.
Well, that's quite interesting, Lydia. I mean, the most I know is that one time that I ran into a green dragon back on my old world in a lot of green. We had a business deal. But anyways.
Did this story really happen, or was that another self-induced hallucination from your brownies?
What would you like to know?
Do you want to make an insight check?
No, Lydia's not gonna bother.
Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, so you're kind of staring at this knocker. You don't see a handle at all on the door.
Interesting.
I'll knock. Actually, wait, I got a cool thing. Hold on.
Okay. Concerned.
I just remembered this. Man was just hardcore chilling, kind of like searching through all this stuff. And he goes, wait, I can do something. And where is it? He is going to activate ghostly gaze.
Okay.
Which, once per short rest, as an action, I gain the ability to see through solid objects to a range of 30 feet for 1 minute.
Interesting. Okay,
Bam.
will you...
I second and roll 20.
Okay, so as you activate this, it is tinged with just like a little bit of rainbows of color on the outside that you've come to associate with illusion magic, a vibrant burst of violent energy as you're peering through this door, and you look straight through, and it's really interesting, very interesting, and it opens into this very wide like entryway. And you see a gigantic pool with water falling down into the center of it, and just kind of like a really clean open space, but that's what you see. That's all you can kind of make out from your vision point.
Okay. I'm gonna try to focus on the other side of the door. Is there a doorknob? Or any kind of, any sort of, pulley system, or any, mundane ways to open the door from the
Not
inside?
that you can see.
Alright.
I have a follow-up question.
Follow-up
there any-
answer. Go ahead.
Are there any windows and / or balconies?
So there are balconies above you. I would say about 40-ish feet above there seems to be a balcony.
Alrighty, sweethearts, just give me one moment. I'll be right back down to you. And I am going to use one of my abilities to give myself flight, so you just watch as a little Phoenix's wings kind of appear under Miriam's feet, and she just begins to float up to one of the balconies.
Okay.
What? Oh. You first, sorry.
No, so as this is happening, and you guys are all kind of just like looking up and watching Miriam fly up, one of the more perceptive ones, I would say, Lydia, you notice that this dragon head on the door is turning and watching Miriam fly up as well. And then a voice, their mouth just opens, and she goes, that's not gonna work. And then you watch immediately as Miriam, you, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Can I dispute this by the fact I can hover?
I will give you advantage.
Fantastic. 14!
Okay, so you bash into what feels like a wall. All the way above you, or a floor above you. And, right as you're about 5 feet from the balcony. And you don't take any damage, and you get, shoved down about 5 feet, but you move up and you, put your hands on it and kind of feel around. And it feels like there is, a invisible floor that is keeping you from going up there.
Oh, now that's quite interesting.
I'm gonna kind of cough awkwardly for a second. Hello? What's your name? Talking to the doorknob.
My name? Well, what's your name? It is impolite to inquire a lady's name without stating the name yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Call me Kieran.
I'm Yanwa. I've been here for ages.
Pretty lonely up here, ain't it?
Yes, it is very lonely, and you are the first people that I have seen in many sunsets.
Also, you're gonna have to tell me how to spell that, or I'm just gonna write yawn in my notes.
Yeah, sure. Okay, legit though, I straight up wrote that as my personal phonetic spelling, because that was the only way I would know how to do it. There you go. But what brings you here? I see you're trying to break into Tobias's tower,
Oh, well, we are, and I'll show off my guild crest. We're part of the guild that Tobias is part of, and we received warning that he might be in trouble, and we're here to help.
Tobias isn't part of a guild. That I know of.
Was Tobias part of the guild, or was he just a friend of?
He used to be part of the guild.
Ah. Oh, he used to be part of it a long time ago, not when I was alive.
Oh, so probably before I was alive.
How old are you?
I feel like it's impolite to ask a lady her age, too.
Oh, well, I just wanted to know how... I mean, with the amount of wisdom you had, I figured.
She like...
Yes, how wise are you?
Yep. Look, man, he's not good at flirting. He's actively bad at this.
I mean, I'm pretty wise, if I do say so myself. I sit here and I see all, and I observe all.
Well. We really need to check in on him to make sure he's okay. Would you let us in?
I will, but only if you, well, first of all, I can tell you that he's not here. So you can't really check to see if he's okay if he's here, because he's not. He left roughly 24 sunsets ago. 25 sunsets ago.
Oh, do you know where he was going?
No, he didn't say. He just said on an adventure because he likes to do that, and then walked out the only way that you can get in here, which is through the, crack in the mountains there.
Insight check that.
Sure, you can insight check a brass doorknob or a gold doorknob.
25.
Yeah, she seems to be telling the truth. You also get the sense, picking up from your insight check in your brief exchange with this dragon-faced knocker here, she seems like she's trying to pass off herself as smarter than she probably is, and that she is very lonely and is enjoying this banter a lot. And she's also, like, you just get a lot of, like, ancient magical being vibes, you know? And you have a little bit of experience with eccentric ancient magical beings, so I would...
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, and you said the crack in the mountainside?
Well, she was more just referring to the entrance. She was being dramatic. Because this is like a valley that's pretty encircled by mountains.
Well, that is a rather wonderful way of putting that. All right. Well, would you perhaps let us in so we can maybe figure out where he might have gone?
I would maybe consider it if you could answer maybe a few riddles.
He kind of scratches his head and looks to the rest of the group and he goes, does that include all of us?
I suppose I will let all of you in if you can play a game of riddles with me.
I'm gonna look to the rest of the group
Kieran,
like...
Tell the door handle we won't be bullied.
Is this being bullied or is this just making an exchange?
Tell the door handle if it doesn't open, I'll open it.
The door handle can hear you, lady.
I'm not talking to you, door handle.
Sheila.
A wonderful, wise lady like that.
I'll tap my staff twice on the door and cast knock through the staff.
Okay. Roll me what you're an intelligence caster, right?
Uh-huh.
So roll me an intelligence check, please, and thank you.
Okay. Not very good, 11.
Okay, yeah, you cast the spell, and it's intriguing because normally the spell knock would suppress any magical essence like that is keeping a door locked and like unlock things, and you can tell that there is something a little bit more to this, that this is not just like a wizard spell casted thing, that this is a magical door, and it has been there for ages and millennium and is very evidently controlled by whatever being this is in the door knocker. So, does not
Don't
work.
make me go around you, door.
Well, you
Sheila,
just-
please, you're being rude. I'm sorry, you know.
Kind of my MO.
It would be a pleasure to solve your riddles.
Okay. Well, what one do I want to do first? All right. Okay,
Well, first of all, how many riddles are you gonna throw at us?
as
Are
many
we
as
talking
it,
about one riddle or 12 or 200?
as many as it takes
Well, that's not really fun. That's not
As
really
many as it takes for what?
for me to test your worthiness, ma'am.
Oh my
No.
god. Is this a stone
Sorry,
castle?
So hold on one second, Candle, and I'll get back to your dialogue there. Sheila, looking at the castle, it appears to be kind of made of stone. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
21.
Okay, so with the 21, you note that these stones, well carved, have been made out of magic. They are probably resistant to magic, and seem to be like you watched with the barrier around flying in that there's probably some sort of like magical barrier preventing things from stone shaping their way in.
Oh, Tobias is so on my shit list.
I'm gonna lean over to Sheila and go, what first problem you ran across that you can't solve your own way?
No, I can.
Okay,
right.
Lydia, what were you saying to the door handle?
Yes, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. We're not prepared to stay here for a limited amount of time to solve a limited amount of riddles.
Oh.
How about just 3 riddles? You can give us 3 riddles, no more. And if we solve them, we can come in. Is that a good deal?
So the whole point of the riddles is to just prove your worthiness so that I know that you are worthy of entering and aren't gonna, ransack the whole place. Like, I trust that you're part of this whatever guild and we're sent here and whatever and we're gonna rescue Tobias and his great quest. But like, you probably don't know a lot. So I want to make sure that you're smart enough to handle, because this is not just a wizard's tower. You gotta make your way all the way through it. And if you're not smart enough, then you might as well just not enter. So that's the whole point.
I'm with Lydia. I don't think my fate should be based on some door knocker's moral subjectivity.
Well, I trust.
So I have a question though, because I'm quite interested in what you are. I mean, you seem quite magical, and like my dear friend Kieran said, I mean, I think he is the smartest one around here. You seem quite wise. I have a question for Brass Doorknob. Are you able to eat?
No, I don't eat. I am a construct. So I'm enchanted with the spirit of something that is probably beyond what you know, but I don't eat. Don't need to.
That is quite a sad existence, my dear, but quite fascinating. And believe me, I know a lot of things beyond comprehension. Though sometimes we do need a little bit of help getting there.
Yeah. Okay, so I will listen to your deal of if you can answer 3 riddles, then I will let you in. How's that sound?
I'm glad we could come to an understanding.
Okay. So, let's start with the first one. And if you don't, you just need to answer 3 riddles. So if you want to pass, I have a whole bunch of riddles. So, just saying. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. What can you keep after giving it to someone?
Oh, that was
An STD.
my dear. The answer to that riddle is your word.
Seems we had two very good answers.
I'm gonna go with Lydia on this one.
I don't think doorknobs can get STDs.
Well, she didn't say it was the doorknob that was keeping it.
Well, I guess all they can do is hand jobs. Can you get a hand job from? Can you get a STD from a hand job?
I don't want to know.
Dear Lord. Okay. Both answers are theoretically correct, but I was more looking for the answer of the goblin there. So, yes, indeed, your word. Okay.
Good job, Lydia.
Well, that's why I'm assistant head librarian, and she will just adjust her glasses,
Perfect.
make herself look more important.
Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
I'm light as a feather, yet the strongest person can't hold me for more than 10 minutes. What am I?
Your breath.
You guys are really good at this. That was
Good
indeed
job,
correct.
Shelia. I did not know this answer.
I'm
You
2 for 2
surprised me.
technically. Thank you.
All right, last one. What is one thing in life that will never change?
Everybody dies.
That wasn't.
I thought taxes. Everybody pays taxes.
Well,
Exactly.
deaths and taxes.
So that wasn't necessarily the answer I was thinking, but I like that answer, and it definitely does.
Taxes?
No, that everybody dies. I don't know about taxes. I don't think the people in the north pay taxes.
Sounds like a business opportunity.
All right, well, my answer was the inevitability of change, but I like your answer and I will note it for next time. All right, well, with that, I am obliged to let you in now. Are there any last minute questions or things that you want to talk to me about? I mean, I'll be here all day, so you can always come back down.
Well, what can we expect in this tower, Noah?
It is a beautiful place of wonder and magic. And as you're like listening to her, she has never been in this tower, so she's like bullshitting her way through an explanation. There are so many magical things, and there's beings that would come out, and I made a couple of friends, and so on. It goes on for like a couple minutes.
Once she finishes up, Kieran will just very plainly say, "Oh, well, the first part I could see is an entry with a really big pool. I didn't see any enemies in there, or anyone that would potentially attack us, but, ability, creatures in the wall, stuff like that."
You don't know. Things may attack you. It is a wizard's tower, after all.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time.
I will. Just so you know, the doors that you see in the first level lead to whatever dimensional additions that Tobias needed to accommodate guests. So on living spaces, and so if you want to stay there, you're more than welcome to. But what you're looking for is definitely in the higher levels, and you'll have to figure out a way to go up. Follow the patterns. Best of luck, and the door opens, and multiple feet over your heads and leads into a grand entryway. And so as you're looking into there, you see a very vast and brightness of the room. It's rather awe-inspiring. Light pours in from huge floor-to-ceiling windows that were not evident on the outside, So there are definitely one-way windows, and there's light reflecting off the marble tile. A pool sits in the center of the room, water pouring from above and drawing your gaze upward. The ceiling is 3 stories above you all, your vision impeded by a balcony around the entire edge of the room on the 3rd story. The water falls from a large dragon head leaning down over the balcony, elaborately carved, its mouth open in a soundless roar, spitting water like a breath weapon. Around the room you see several sitting spaces, the bar behind the fountain on the far wall, and several doors around the room. And the room is yours. What would you do?
After everybody else walks in, Miriam's gonna take a small, scrap of cloth from her bag and tie a bow on one of the dragon's horns.
The door knockers?
Yeah, the
Horns.
door knocker.
She goes, "Oh, no one's ever given me a gift before. Thank you."
A beautiful lady deserves a beautiful accessory.
Thank you. She's all grinny. Okay, so you are in this space. What would you like to do?
I'm just poking around a little bit.
I'm looking at what selection he has at the bar.
Okay. So Kieran, are you just generally poking around, or are you actually fully investigating?
I'm just gonna get a general sense first. Smarter people around me are, actually, no, that's a lie. I'm quite good at investigation. You know what? I will be looking for the follow the pattern.
Okay. So you're kind of looking around. Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Alright. Damn. 29. I'm a bard, man.
Okay, so looking around, you kind of peer around the whole room and you're looking for patterns and different things, and there's a couple of things that could look like patterns, but what draws your attention is up, actually. And you see the ceiling of the balcony above is covered in a galaxy starscape, and it's harder to make out, especially at this this far down, but you recognize a pattern that's happening there that kind of feels like maybe what she was referring to, but it's hard to make out from this low down.
I'm just craning my neck, squinting.
Okay. Miriam, as you look through the bar, it is some nice shit. He has stocked this bar. It is the good, bourbon and some really good looking vodka that you don't recognize, or you recognize the label as something that comes from the very far north.
She will quietly appreciate this.
I don't know.
So as I said, there's the pool in the center, water pouring down from above, several doors around that the Yanwa had told you it leads to extra dimensional spaces. So Kieran's standing in the center of the room, squinting upwards. But what would you like to do? Anything else the other two of you would like to examine?
Is there a staircase leading upwards?
There is not.
Can I check out the pool of water?
Yeah, sure. So you go and check it out, and it seems like there's a little bit of, it's one of the fancy people pools. It seems that it's flush with the floor, and there's an indent that goes down, and obviously there's some elaborate draining system, and so it looks like almost just a disturbed little bit of water, a couple of centimeters right below the lip, so it never overflows onto the floor. But the waterfall pours right into the center of it. But it seems to be about 6 inches deep.
If I look down, do I see the starscape reflected in the pool?
No. It does not. It's a little too far away.
Alright. I'll point out the starscape then to people.
Oh.
I can't get any closer. What about any of you guys? You could do the flying thing, Miriam.
Indeed I could. DM question, has it been less than 10 minutes?
I would say you're probably at the edge of that between the conversation with Yanwa.
Kieran, my dear, well, actually, Shelia, catch me if I fall, alrighty? And I'm gonna go right next to Shelia, and then float up.
Okay, so as you float up, you span about 30-ish feet and come up upon the balcony, and indeed you do see a beautiful, like, starry night sky with some of the star shapes, what are they called? Constellations, there we go, outlined, and it seems to be a huge library balcony. There are, you see the gigantic dragon statue that seems to be coming from the ceiling. There's floor-to-ceiling bookcases that cover every wall, with the exception of 3 arches that lead out into these balconies that you know very specifically to encircle this level. And this dragon statue seems to be coming from the repeating constellations painted on the ceiling above you. And you see plush carpets and lots of cozy looking couches and a couple of desks. This place looks immaculately cleaned for a tower that's been abandoned for several months. There's no books out of place or errant paper. It smells faintly of lavender and feels cozy and warm, considering the lit candles and perfectly fluffed pillows, despite the open arches to the freezing elements outside.
Tobias left like 25 sunsets ago.
Yep.
Be less than a month.
Yeah, is it several months or is it 25 days?
Oh,
We cracked the code,
I think-
guys.
I think I meant 45. I'm sorry, guys. It's been about 2 months, she said.
Okay. Cool. I'll fix that.
Sorry. That was just DM notes wrong. Roughly 2 months.
Okay.
And what time of day is it right now?
It is like midday. So I would say just after like noon. So Miriam, as you're coming upon this library, is there anything specifically that you want to look at or investigate?
Are there any like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of, like, banister bars, like, fencing to, protect the area? Like,
Yeah.
Or...
So along the
Alright.
balcony, there are very beautifully wood-carved banisters and like a dark mahogany.
Alrighty, any, like, on the inside where I'm floating up to?
Yeah, that's where the banisters are. There are banisters out in the outside balcony as well, but they look a little bit different.
Can I tie a rope to it while I still have my flight?
Yes, you can. So
I will.
I'll
tie
say
a
that's
rope.
easy enough.
Yep, and with the last little bit, I'm gonna roll over.
Okay, sounds good. And are you gonna land on the balcony or are you gonna like go back down?
I'm gonna land on the balcony, but I'm
Okay.
gonna let down.
Sounds good. You let down the rope, easy enough.
I'll climb up the rope.
Cool, sounds good. Want to make an athletics check for me? Because it is like 30 feet.
24.
Okay, you have 0 problem.
Thank you, Miriam. And I'm gonna climb up after Sheila.
Okay, go ahead, make me an athletics check.
12.
Okay, so you get up about 15-ish feet, and then you feel it starting to slip between your fingers, and you're not super strong. You're decently, but not super strong, and so you start feeling like you're falling. And actually, will you roll me a D100, please?
No. We all know me and rolling D100. Hey! I rolled above a 30 for
Wow, look at you. So as you're kind of falling, you feel yourself slipping and the rope starts swinging all the way through the middle, and you feel yourself fall about 10-ish feet, so you're like 5 from the ground. Your hands are skinned, and as you do, before you hit the pool, you just hear like a kind of like a yelp in the back of your head, like an oh gosh, oh no, kind of panic that you've heard a few times from your patron. And the rope swings a little bit more than it would usually, and you land in the waterfall. And as you're in the waterfall, you begin to go up.
On the way to go up.
And
You're doing great.
I'm like,
what are you
I'm like-
doing?
I'm
You look
like
ridiculous.
I'm shaking my hand. Lydia, let's be honest, when do I not look ridiculous? And in my mind, I'll just pop off a little, thank you, darling.
you just get like a little blush in response. Like the little warm feeling. And it goes you very slowly and gently rise all the way up the waterfall, and it's odd. You're in the center of it, but you don't feel like you're getting wet. And you reach your hand out and you're touching it, and the water is very evidently falling, but like you can't feel it, and it's weird. But you make your way all the way up, and it just kind of gently deposits you behind the large dragon statue.
Well, that was interesting, and I'm just kind of like blowing on my hands because they're now
they're
burning a little
skinned.
bit.
They hurt.
You want me to heal those for you?
Yeah.
Here, let me see them.
Are you by me?
I mean, I'll come over to you.
Yeah. I usually wear gloves during this, but I forgot to put them on today.
Hold them out.
Yeah, I'll hold them out.
I'll just smack them to make them sting harder.
Ow, mother! Fair enough, I suppose. That's an easy thing to fall for. And
I was straight up, I was like, what healing spells does Sheila have? I was trying to think of that.
As he's saying that, he's gonna kind of like lift his hands up in front of your face and then whip a leg around to catch the back of your knee.
I guess roll contested dexterity checks?
Just a straight deck?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Okay, Sheila.
I'll go to the ground and nut tap you.
You are his protection, bitch!
Who does that?
Adventuring
weird.
cup. Honestly, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. Okay, so Sheila, you're on your butt. Nut tap unsuccessful.
He'll offer a hand and then think better of it and offer an elbow.
I'll tap your elbow with my elbow.
Fair enough.
Once this is done, Miriam will just walk up. Well, I can't heal you very much, dear Kieran, but here, and I'm gonna press the digitation, some cool around his hand so that it hurts a little bit less.
I mean,
Thank
it wasn't any sort of like hit points taken from you,
Yeah.
so that's fine. That cools it and soothes it a little bit. Lydia, down below on the first level, what are you doing?
Yeah, Lydia is not convinced that she wants to go the whole Kieran route of going up the waterfall, so she's gonna tie a couple of knots at the bottom of the rope and just stand on the knots and ask Sheila to pull her up.
Sheila will assist in the pull up.
Okay, so go ahead and make me an athletics check, Sheila.
I will use guidance on Sheila.
Guidance is, I think, a
Okay.
touch, so I don't know if you
There's a
can.
17.
But 17 is definitely enough, especially since you're little. So Lydia gets pulled up and the rope with you, and you are all on the library and see this very cozy space before you. What would you like to do? Anything you want to look at a little bit more specifically?
I'm just recollecting my rope.
Cool.
Lydia is kind of has like wide eyes and is kind of drilling a little bit at looking at all of those books.
Yeah, they are beautiful. They are covered in like okay. So there's libraries and there's libraries. Like ones that have the really beautiful first editions and the covers are all matching and like are aesthetic, and it's pretty. This is a collector's library. So I imagine that as you wander closely, you kind of take a look at one of the bookshelves, and it seems to be on the weave of magic and all these different schools of magic, and you're kind of like meandering around, and it seems that this, why don't you actually make an investigation check for me, Lydia? To kind of just see what you pick up.
Yes, ma'am. Can I touch myself?
Yes, you can give yourself guidance.
Okay. Awesome.
And I touch myself. Your lord.
So that's a 17.
Okay, so rolls a 2, gets a 17.
Exactly, just casually.
You know, just casually. So you notice that Tobias has collected many books on the weave of magic, various schools of magic, the planes, planar travel, the astral sea, the Feywild, great beings, what's beyond the veil, history of gods, both in this world and other worlds, monster compendiums, various accounts on what the various, like, quote unquote, we'll just call them monsters. You see a whole section on maps of this realm, as well as the history of Ilumelan specifically. So there's a lot. And you kind of pull one out and are looking at it. You also see, like, yeah, you're pulling out and you're looking at it, and each of the books seems to be stamped right on the inner cover with what appears to be, you would actually recognize this as a tressum because Lillian has a tressum familiar, but a cat with wings, and that's curved around in a circle that says, "From the Library of Tobias Sinclair." And that's the library for you.
Can we see if there's a way to get to a higher level from here?
You don't see any stairs in the area, but let's see what the rest of the group wants to kind of take a look at, and maybe they'll discover something as you're perusing the books here.
I'm sticking my head in the dragon statue, like in the
in the mouth?
Yeah, in the mouth.
Okay, so you shove your head in the water. It does not get you wet, but you still get, like, the feeling of water rushing over your face. Like, a bunch of wind in there, and nothing really seems to be happening, as you're doing so. But you're not picking up on anything inside this dragon's head.
I'm just wrapping my hands right now.
Okay. Actually, Kieran, will you make a perception check as you're kind of standing behind Miriam, shoving her face in the dragon statue?
Sure.
Okay.
13.
Okay, so with a 13, you notice that the carpet's pretty plush. Like, your feet sink in, and it does make marks as you walk, and you, like, notice the area where Shelia fell. There was, like, a little bit of an indent in the carpet. It has been swept away. And there is, like, a bit of dirt that's kind of fallen off of you, and you watch it as it kind of disappears.
Thank you. Magically cleaning carpet.
So,
I need that house. And I finally pulled my head out of the dragon.
Have fun in there?
Yeah, but nothing useful yet.
I'm gonna finish. Oh.
No, you first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Kieran finishes wrapping his hand, then pulls his very thick gloves out and puts them on.
solid.
There we go.
I'm going to walk over to the. Is it like a full body like dragon statue?
Yeah, and it comes from the ceiling, so it's like as if the dragon was above and like leaning all the way his head down and like over the area. So it comes out of this like celestial painted ceiling.
Yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to get up to its tail and tickle its tail just for funsies and to see if anything happens.
Its tail is not even visible. It's like the neck and up is what's visible. So if the rest of the statue exists, it exists on the other side of the ceiling.
Can't even enact a famous phrase. My goodness. What is
now that... No, please keep going.
Kieran, what were you doing?
Oh, I was just gonna say, now that I'm closer, I'll check out the ceiling again.
Yeah, of course. So examining the ceiling more, you see star patterns with a light line through them to connect very evident images. They all seem to be the dragon constellations, which you know several of, in a very specific order. The roaring dragon, the flying dragon, the fighting dragon, the sleeping dragon, and the noble dragon. And it looks like, actually, I have a handout. So it looks like this. Hold on. There you go. It looks like this, and kind of like this half circle that repeats again. So, like, not mirror image, but like follows the same circular pattern.
Lauren?
I know nothing about dragons, so...
Sheila, are you doing anything while Lydia peruses the books and these two mess around?
I'll just look at the stuff with Kieran.
Okay, sounds good.
I guess I'll use my staff as a detect magic stick while I'm at it around the place.
Yeah, sure. Does it just work like a normal detect magic?
Yeah.
Okay, how many feet is that again?
30.
30. Okay, are you like walking around or are you just kind of staying in the same place?
Sure. Doesn't seem like it's that big a place. I'll walk around.
Okay, sounds good. It's not like super big, but it's decently big. I would say it's a couple 100 feet across. And you walk through this whole library, you get a little bit of, you get an intense ping of magic outside on the balcony. And you kind of like pop your face out and you see that there's a invisible, like, the quote-unquote floor protective barrier that Miriam ran into. That's very evident. There's also some pings of illusion magic out on the balcony, as well as, hold on, I actually had this written down. You have some transmutation that is scattered throughout one of the bookshelves.
I guess I'll mess with that bookshelf.
Okay. So you kind of walk over to the bookshelf, and go ahead and make me an investigation check.
12.
Okay. So with a 12, you pick up that some of the books are on the astral plane and planar travel, as well as some documentation of celestials from beyond. And you kind of see that there's transmutation magic scattered throughout some of these books. And you pull them out, and they seem like normal books, but you're not picking up on anything else. You think that you'd have to investigate a little bit more there.
Okay, I
actually-
abandon everyone else and I'll read books.
Okay, why don't you make me a 100 luck check there? So roll a d100 for me. Okay, cool. Sounds good. You spend some time reading books. You gain a little bit of knowledge on the astral sea. And, are you putting the books back exactly where they came from?
I'm not putting them back at all.
Okay, so you just start forming a pile next to you?
No, I leave them open and scattered.
Okay, so as you're doing this, and kind of like walking around and scattering books, you guys especially would pick up on there is something that is like frantically following Sheila around, picking up all the books. You see like a whole bunch of books stacked up, and they're being put back exactly in the proper places.
So, question:
Answer.
is it Lydia shaped?
No, it is not Lydia shaped. And actually, I imagine that you probably would go beyond like trying to put the books back once you realize what Sheila was doing, but something beats you to it.
And this thing is not visible?
Nope.
Unseen servant.
What did you say, Sly?
I said I'm guessing it might be an unseen servant. Can I poke around at the books that Sheila's looking at?
Sure. So if you want to go poke around there, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Yeah, Lydia's gonna go too because she's kind of
20.
wants to investigate the unseen servant.
Okay. So you poke around. So give me 1 second, Kieran. You poke around the unseen servant. They'll kind of bat you away and like continue to do their job, and you get the sense that they are in charge of keeping the space clean. So that is their job, and they will do anything to make sure it stays so. So, Kieran, as you're poking around very specifically, you notice that in that bookshelf, one of the spines has a symbol on it that matches one of the star signs above you. So
I almost wrote one book has a spine.
all of the books have spines, thank you. But it seems to match the second symbol there if you're going from the bottom left all the way around in the half circle, the dragon with its wings spread out.
Alright. I'll point it out. I won't touch it yet.
I'll touch it.
Oh, Miriam!
Okay, so Miriam just walks up and you pull it out. And it's really intriguing. So as you pull it out, you feel just like it shake in your hand. And actually, some of the books that are in the unseen servant's arms, as well as the book that Sheila's holding, all begin to fly out of your hands and around Miriam in a spiral. And they begin to form stepping stones, little stairs, if you will, that lead directly to what happens to be the flying dragon symbol right above you, like stairs that lead right into the ceiling. And the one in your hands seems to be pulling you gently up.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Lydia can do this. She's gonna have to step on books.
I can carry you, Lydia.
Candle?
I'm gonna carry Lydia.
Candle, are you there?
Yes, I am indeed here.
Do you allow that?
Player-wise, yes. Character-wise, no.
Perfect, I do it.
Okay, imagine that Lydia's like struggling a bit, but is kind of small, and Sheila's pretty bulky and is able to carry her up the stairs. And as you walk up these magically formed stairs, they feel rather sturdy beneath you. They seem to take your weight. They bend a little bit, like have a little bit of give as you step onto them. And as you kind of reach the top, you put your hand up on the ceiling and your hand melts through it. It is an illusion. And you walk through the ceiling into the floor above. So you pull yourself into what seems to be the light blue tile of the open-aired balcony above you. And as you kind of like, several of you looked outside, it is pretty still temperate and cozy here, so whatever magic is that has been long cast on this tower keeps this area as warm as the inside, even though you are literally out in the freezing mountains. But this balcony, unlike the one below, is empty, surrounded only by the waist-high stone railings, and before you you see arches that lead into an open room. So all of you pull yourself onto this balcony.
Absolutely.
Okay. And have made your way up there productively. What would you like to do?
I'll keep poking around. This is a fun mystery.
Okay.
Can we go back? Wait, I want to double check really quickly. Can we, like, where we came from, can I, like, still, like, get back down?
Yeah, definitely. So you kind of see a similar symbol. So that same symbol that you walked through is imprinted in the ground there. And you can like you push your hand down into it and it still is that illusion. So you can walk back down that way.
Okay.
So, and just for a little bit of a visual reference, the base of the tower was a little bit bigger and it seemed to end have this balcony, and then it goes in about 10-foot radius, so the length of the balcony outside goes straight up to this other little balcony. So it seems to be getting smaller the further you go up the tower.
Okay.
So you could drop to the balcony below. It's about 20 feet down.
Oh, my knees, though. My poor knees.
Yeah, so maybe don't. You have stairs.
Your knees? Mommy.
I mean, how old are you? Okay, CC, how old is Miriam again? Like, maturity-wise?
Okay, so elves can reach a max of like 750 years, and Miriam is 668.
So she's
Okay.
like 80s?
You didn't do the funny number.
All I need is a +1.
Mm-hmm.
Note to self, add an aging monster that ages Miriam +1 years later on.
Exactly.
Okay. So are you poking your faces into the archway? Are you exploring the balcony a little bit more?
I'm such a curious player. Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the room.
Okay. Sounds good. So, is anybody going with Kieran, or are you guys staying out in the balcony?
I'll go with Kieran.
Cool, cool. The rest of you?
Yeah. Yeah, Lydia's also gonna stick with Kieran after dusting herself off from being carried.
Okay. So, you look at these archways and you see beyond it a large open room. You see that there is a layer of sand beneath it, and as you step on, it seems that it's over this stone floor, and it kind of gives you a little bit of cushion beneath your feet. You see several pillars that litter the room, and the stand seems combed through perfectly, despite your couple of disturbances. And as you enter, you hear a noise above you. And looking up at the ceiling above you, it seems to be painted in the same star pattern that you saw below. And you watch as over one of the symbols, you see kind of a flash of a purple glyph, roughly 60 feet above your head, and smoke begins to billow into the room. A large figure begins to form from the smoke, dark scales flashing and the smoke gathering around it to form into very large wings. Purple eyes emerge, directing its narrowed gaze and aggressive on you. And you look upon what could only be a dragon flying above all of you. And I think before we jump into combat, we are going to take a little bit of a break. So we'll be back in about, let's do at the 30-minute mark. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes to see what happens as the group seems to have awoken a dragon. See you in a few. we are back. Alrighty. So, as the group walked into this arena, feet stepping in the sand below them that gives a little bit of cushion, several pillars lining the room. There was shadows that gathered in the ceiling, kind of off to the side a little bit. It's actually a little bit more over here. And you saw a figure form from the billowing smoke. Very large, dark scales flashing, purple eyes, narrowing and aggressive at you. So as you're looking at this and this thing begins flying towards you, I would like, first of all, everybody to roll me a wisdom saving throw before we get rolling for initiative here.
Absolutely. Is this against being charmed?
No.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
I don't really play clerics. Does guidance help with saving throws?
So
Yes.
yes, it does. However, you would have had to cast that on yourself as you were walking in. It's a little bit more lenient when you're searching around and can take multiple rounds, but in something that's kind of reactionary, you can't reaction cast guidance. So you would have had to have cast it beforehand and been concentrating.
Gotcha. All right, so let's say 25.
Okay. So, Kieran and Shelia, this is terrifying to you, and you are maybe just a little frightened. And so, as this thing is charging at you, especially since it's unknown and you don't necessarily know what this is or how to fight it, you are considered frightened for the duration as this thing is staring at you. And...
oh, I'm not. My dread form. Never mind.
okay, so go ahead and everybody roll me some initiatives.
No.
Yes.
I don't think we have a choice in this matter.
I don't think you have a choice in this matter either.
Would you mind adding me to the initiative, please? I am not able to.
Okay, give me 1 second. There you go. What did you roll?
An 18.
Okay. It seems that all we are missing is my roll. Give me 1 moment. I'm pulling things up. It's lost to the abyss. Here's what we'll do. There we go. Hold on. I didn't have my dice pulled out. It's oh! Well, that lives there now. Nothing happened. You saw nothing. I did not just throw dice on the floor. Okay, so we have a couple of ties here in initiative order. So, Kieran, what is your dexterity score? Or dexterity mod? Yeah, dexterity score.
So I'm confused. Wait, nope, never mind. I have a 16.
A 16. And Miriam?
15.
Okay. So you guys will be going before the entity. Cool. Let us get this into descending order. That was its opening thing there. And so as you were seeing this, Lydia, as this thing is bearing down at you and charging towards you, what would you like to do?
I would like to take 1 step forward and say, 2 steps forwards and say, please, we're not your enemy. We're just here to search for Tobias. You don't have to attack us. And while doing that, I will cast Bane on it.
Okay. So what's the saving throw for that?
It's a Charisma 18 saving throw.
Okay, it does make that save, so it is not baned. But go ahead and make me a persuasion check as you're kind of saying this as you're moving forward here.
Sure. Can I use guidance on myself?
That's an action to cast.
Gotcha.
So you already cast Bane.
That's a 28.
Okay. We will see the results of that come its turn. Would you like to stay there? Would you like to move anywhere else? So these
No, I'll stay right where I am.
these blue things are pillars that span the floor all the way the 60 feet up to the ceiling there. So
I will show goodwill and stay where I am.
okay, Kieran.
I have not been right in a very long time. Hold on. Let me pull up these condition cards.
You cannot move towards it, and all attacks are made with disadvantage.
Alright. But I also thought Lydia trying to reason with it. And so, because I want to do a thing, I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay, what are you holding?
I am gonna hold the Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
If the dragon attacks.
Okay. Sounds good. So you can just hold your action that will use your reaction to fire it off. Do you have a bonus action or movement that you wish to make?
I do, but again, my bonus action might frighten the shit out of them. You know what? With my bonus action, I am going to mutter to Shelia, and I'm gonna go, he's fucking scary, but we can do it. And I will give you a Bardic Inspiration, which will be an E6.
Okay. So Sheila, take that D6 Bardic Inspiration. All right. Anything else?
This is a wall, right?
That is a wall. So, excuse my little bat. Well, if you duck behind there, you will not be able to make your Eldritch Blast attack because you will lose line of sight. Just letting you know.
Alright, I'll keep myself here then. We are just lined up for what Fly knows as a very nice breath attack.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Okay, Miriam.
Alrighty.
I know
Let's
it's
see.
fun playing characters that have never really encountered dragons before. When you know what a dragon does. Miriam has encountered dragons before, I believe.
Yeah, Miriam's been in the plane of fire before. She's had to deal with
Oh,
fuckers.
definitely.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading through. Okay, I am going to, I guess, okay, so first off, question.
Answer.
Does this thing look more like just pure black, or does it look shadow?
So, make just a straight intelligence check for me, unless you want to argue something else.
Nah. 17!
Okay, so, with a 17, you're looking at this dragon. It appears to be shadowy. It seems to come from, you know of some dragons that come from the Shadow Realms and various out, in there, and so this appears to be one of those and not a black dragon.
Alrighty, cool. I don't know if this is gonna work at all, however, it's worth a try. So Miriam is... I'm going to hold my action to create a wall of light should this dragon attack us or target us with a harmful effect. And where I am going to... Is it okay if I draw where I'm gonna put it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And how many feet does that go up?
It goes up 10 feet high.
Okay, and are you creating that or are you holding it as a reaction?
I am holding it as a reaction, so here, I will display the spell for you.
That would be great.
Okay, so 60 feet long. So, yep, I'm going to curve this like so. Yep. Cool. So, like, this might not be 60 feet exactly, and if so, I apologize, but like that.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
And then I'm gonna duck behind a pillar and just kind of like sit down on my ass.
Okay. Sounds good. You're getting ready for what you know is probably coming. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that is all.
And sorry, remind me one more time. You actually like fired it off and it's holding there.
I'm holding it, but I'm that's where it's gonna be if I should need to put it down.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. Well, it is its turn, and some reactions are firing off because it is indeed charging at you. So Kieran, why don't you, since you were going first, roll me that Eldritch Blast. It is at disadvantage because you're frightened.
Yep, that's fine. I get 3 of these. Alright, 17, a nat 1, and a 15.
Okay, so the nat 1 definitely misses, but go ahead and the 17 also misses, but go ahead and roll me some, oh, and 15. Yeah, so they all miss.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was like 22, perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll go wide.
Okay, sounds good. You are just scared and this thing's charging at you and it's made of smoke and it is terrifying. And you have never seen a creature like this before. And so your 3 blasts shoot off, but they seem to go through smoky parts of its body and the smoke that's trailing down below. And it's just hard for you to aim as this thing is charging at you, its mouth open. Miriam, I assume your wall fires off?
Yes, it has now formed, and so, let me read this off. The wall blocks line of sight. The creatures and objects can pass through it. It emits bright light out to 120 feet and dim light for an additional feet. When the wall appears, a creature in this area must make a con saving throw or take radiant damage or be blinded. So.
Okay. Sounds good. And what's your DC?
My DC is 18.
Okay, and what's the area? Sorry.
It's 5 feet wide, so I don't know if it would fully extend out to this creature, but it's a chunky ass wall.
Okay, and it is since it's like only 10 feet high, it does like swoop over the top of it. It gets close enough, but it does succeed on its saving throw. It doesn't seem to affect it. So this dragon, despite being shadowy, is not it's not as affected by this at the moment. And it swoops in and it unleashes it opens its maw and unleashes a torrent of black smoke. And I need I think Miriam, you are in the cone, but you're going to get, hold on. I have a fancy new tool. Oh, can it? No, it can't. Well, I can move a tiny bit more, so we'll just bloop over to here to get all of you.
No.
Nope, it can't.
No.
Okay, so we'll preserve Miriam because I was gonna give her advantage anyway. So, but you 3, I need each of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Bad coming in today.
Okay. So, all of you do indeed fail. And as this thing unleashes its torrent of flame at you, each of you take... Hold on. 25 necrotic damage.
I'm resistant to necrotic damage, so
Cool.
that's
So that's halved and we round down, so 12.
awesome.
Okay, and then it's gonna kind of like swoop back a little bit up and beats its wings as it hovers towards the ceiling here. And that is the end of its turn. Sheila, what are you doing?
Sheila will run behind this wall because she's scared.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else? Actually, since you are out of its line of sight, you can remake the saving throw.
It was a wisdom.
Wisdom.
19.
Nice. Okay, 19 does make it, and you are no longer frightened.
Okay. Sheila will use her she'll use her action to cast Crown of Stars. So she has 7 little green fists floating around her head.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. Okay. You can, since if you didn't use all your movement, you can move now. So just getting out of the line of sight allowed you to remake the saving throw. So if you want to move back in the space or use bonus actions or anything, you can.
Yeah, I'll move back and I'll shoot a little green fist at it. I miss.
Yeah.
And I'll hide again.
Okay, cool. Okay, so she'll just bopping in and out, the moat flying out and shooting towards the dragon. And similar with Kieran's Eldritch Blasts, it like shoots, and you thought that it was part of the form of the dragon, but it turned out just to be smoke. So, alrighty. Okay, Lydia, top of the round.
Lydia is going to... Sorry. She is going to walk casually over here and cast Sacred Flame on it. So that's a dexterity saving throw that it has to make.
Okie dokie. Oh, what's your DC?
18.
Okay. So, it does make that. I rolled pretty well there.
Alright, that ends her turn.
Right, with cantrips. I was like, does it take half damage? Okay. And you're gonna stay right there?
Yep.
Alrighty, end of your turn. Kieran, what are you doing?
Kieran is frightened, but also mildly annoyed, and it's like, well, that's my thing. And with my bonus action, I am going to cast Form of Dread.
Okay. What does that do? Remind me.
So, this is, I feel like for sure Miriam has seen this before. I don't know if Lydia, and for sure not Shelia, but, you see him kind of like crouch down for a second, and then the like black shadowy tattoo that you've seen that kind of moves around on his hand starts to emit the same shadowy material and like cloud that this dragon was, and it starts to crawl up his arm and covers his entire body, where you can only see 2 white eyes blinding through it. And smoke tendrils like pop off his body. He almost looks incorporeal. And I get to roll some temp HP.
Nice, nice.
That's 13 in total. And I'm also immune to the frightened condition, so I am no longer frightened.
Okay, sounds good. We'll take that little dot off you. Nobody is frightened and everybody is good there. Okay. One effect I don't have to worry about it.
Cool. And then I am going to shoot some more Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, those nat ones. Does a 21 hit?
21 does hit.
Alright. So 2 of these will hit for a total of... Ooh, that's a nice hit. For a total of 22 force damage.
Okay. Sounds good. As your, so 2 blasts, managed to find purchase. One of them hitting the wings. It seems like this creature is still bearing down on you, and regardless of the damage that you caused, it is a powerful being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does the force damage seem to do full effect?
Yeah, like normal.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. I have my movement. I did an attack, so I have 40 feet of movement. And so I am going to... You know what? We're gonna head up this way. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go join Miriam behind here. I just kind of give you like a little nod.
Miriam just gives a little thumbs up.
Yeah. Just terrifying smoke creature, just up.
Okay. Okay. So, Miriam, what are you doing?
Alrighty, so a piece of the wall breaks off as a little phoenix made out of light is going to try and hit the dragon. I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit it.
Nope. No, it does not. It dodges out of the way. It does seem to, like, recoil from the light a little bit, but it doesn't seem to bug it.
Cool, so about 10 feet of the wall breaks off, and then Miriam is just going to... Okay, so this blocks line of sight. Question. Do I get a sense that if I was, like, right next to this super bright light, I would probably be a little bit hard to see?
Make an intelligence check.
Absolutely. 9.
Yeah, it might be. You're not sure. It could be. Could be a fun way to check.
Yeah. No, screw it. And then Miriam's just gonna get up and walk over and then hunker down next to the wall and making sure not to be right in it, though.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Anything else?
Nope, that is all.
Okay. So, since you hit it, Kieran, and it sees this creature right for the taking and is gonna fly right here, and... Yep. Let out another torrent of its energy. So, 2 more dexterity saving throws, please and thank you.
Rude.
Maybe I will. 11.
Ooh,
Nice! Okay, so Miriam, you fail. Kieran, you definitely save.
Just gonna say.
Okay, so that is 20 necrotic damage to Miriam and 10 to Kieran.
Cool. And hold on a sec. I don't remember if I no, not yet. Okay. 10.
Okay. And then he is going to stay up in the air where he is, and that is the end of his turn. Okay, Sheila, what are you doing?
Sheila will use her bonus action to cast Tasha's Otherworldly Guys. And so some little angel wings will sprout from her back. She'll get a 40-foot flying speed.
Cool.
So she's concentrating on that, and she'll use her action to fly and dash. I got it! And I'll go bug him. I'll be like a little gnat.
Perfect. Sounds good. And you're staying right there?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That was beautiful. Okay, Lydia, what are you doing?
Having seen this thing in action for a while now, can I deduce what it is?
Go ahead and... What do you mean by what it is? Like what type of dragon it is? What are you looking for specifically?
Yeah, well, what type of creature it is.
Okay, I will let you make a nature check, or if you want to use your action to kind of make a investigation check, you can make a nature check for free, or you could use your action to make an investigation check to get more info.
I'll use my nature check. That's a 20.
Yeah, so it seems to be, you've read about the various dragons, and you know that chromatic dragons typically are more aggressive, and a little more, typically tend to the more evil alignments, where, the metallic dragons aren't. This seems to be a shadow dragon, and you've heard of different realms that are a little bit more on the shadowy side, and this seems to have come from there. You've read, like, you've seen little bits and pieces in a book before.
Okay. I will be like, you should not have thrown your lot against us. You have never faced the likes of me. Behold, I am a librarian, and I will cast daylight on the entire field.
Okay. Sounds good. Will you drop the spell for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What point specifically are you putting it on?
I guess exactly where Sheila is to make her look even more dangerous.
Cool. Sounds good. I love that. Okay, it seems to it reacts to the spell and it shies away from Sheila just for a moment, but then it glares at you. It does not seem to have the effect that you hope, which is a little odd considering these shadowy creatures typically tend to do best in the dark.
Okay, I will look puzzled and confused in my turn.
Okay, sounds good. Kieran, what are you doing?
Well, it's flying, so I can't do my normal cool shit, which makes me very sad. But I will do... Try to decide. Do I want to continue Eldritch Blasting? You know what? We'll try this. I think it's funny. I am going to cast Vicious Mockery on it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say what I said earlier, which is, I do this better!
It seems to its purple eyes glare at you. You just see a flash of smoke coming from them. As it growls in retaliation, it seems that your insult has found purchase.
Yeah! Coward! And I am... So it's going to have disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay.
And I am going to... Hold on. Ooh, I need to check how far this is. Can I make it? Yeah, because I have casted it. We're gonna go over here. I can just make it to right here.
Sounds good.
And I will bonus action, who am I gonna give my bardic inspiration to? Sheila's up in personal, so I'm gonna give Sheila another bardic inspiration.
Okay.
And I end my turn.
Okay, sounds good. So, Sheila, take another D6. How are you inspiring her?
Fuck 'em up!
Very inspirational. All right, Miriam, what are you doing?
Alrighty, Miriam's just gonna, you just watch her sigh, and then she is, alright, I can choose this. For each of these Eldritch Blasts, I'm gonna choose not to push it.
Okay.
I'm gonna fire off 6 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Cool. Nice, nat 20.
91. How many is that? That's 4, 5. Yeah. Alrighty, how many of those hit?
1, just 2.
Alrighty, so let me 3d10 plus C plus 15, and 5 of this is fire.
Sounds good.
Damage. And let's take
yeah.
crit. So, and Miriam's just gonna stroll over here.
Okay, as you're just very intense and bright and fast motes of this phoenix-like energy as they rush towards this dragon. Several of them finding purchase, others of them seem to hit the smoke as it dissipates for a second and retreats from it and then fills back into the space. Alrighty, end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay, there's an annoying gnat that is very bright, and the one who caused it to be very bright, and... Yup, nice. So, we have an... Oh, yeah, you're just within range. Okay, go ahead and make me another dexterity saving throw, please, and thank you.
With Tasha's otherworldly guise, Sheila is immune to necrotic damage.
What? Nice! Shorty really went, how can I mess up Zari's combat? Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't be a combat with Shorty in it otherwise.
It's accurate. Okay, so for the sake of this, you, I guess, don't have to roll, but I will take a roll from Lydia, please, and thank you.
Sure. What am I rolling?
Dexterity.
Bam. That's a 12.
Yeah, that fails. So you take 20 necrotic damage.
Okay, I'm resistant, so that's just a 10.
Cool. And it's going to stay right there, growling at you, Sheila, as it is your turn.
Sheila will take 2 attacks with her staff. That's not what I want. I forgot this doesn't work very well. Don't do that. Okay, it would have been a 31.
Oh, because 11.
Well, it would have been 12, yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to roll the other attack right away?
Yeah, well, 15 damage on that.
Okay,
And the second one's a 21 damage.
that does hit.
For 8 damage.
Okay, you take 2 swings and it's hard trying to hit the smoke. It seems that, like, as you're swinging through, like, you get a little bit of drag resistance on your staff as you're flying there, but you do manage to find purchase and feel like the energy coming from your staff as it does so. Okay, anything else?
No, Sheila will try and take his attention to the other side so no one else gets hit with breath weapons.
Okay, Lydia, what are you doing?
Okay, Lydia, well, she's kind of confused as to why this did not work, but she'll move ahead. I guess she'll move here-ish. Actually, she can just dash as a bonus action, so she'll go right here. How high is she? How high is the dragon?
60 feet in the air, so about 60 feet above you.
Yeah, that won't do. I guess. No, that won't work. Yeah, I guess I'll just go with a traditional sacred flame again.
Okay.
So that's under deck save.
Yeah, that's below 18.
Yep, so that's 3d8 radiant damage, which is 16 radiant damage.
Nice. As your burst of sacred energy, what color does your energy like emulate as?
It would be kind of light yellow, kind of golden hue.
Okay, so golden hue flies up and hits it, and you watch as the smoke dissipates for a second, and it kind of like opens its jaw in pain and snaps at you.
I will say, bring it, big boy.
Okay, anything else?
Nope, that ends her turn.
Okay, Kieran.
This is not considered a humanoid.
No, it is not.
I don't know how useful. I'm gonna do 3 more Eldritch Blasts for right now. I want to do fun shit, but I don't want to fuck up other people's stuff. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
Okay.
So you hit for 2.
Just barely, or?
Just barely.
Okay. For a total of 19 force damage.
Beautiful. As your Eldritch Blast find purchase kind of in the core, it recoils a little bit, and Sheila, you shy away from wings beating near you, feeling the energy come off of them as these 2 blasts hit it. Okay, Kieran.
Okay. And then it's still flying, isn't it?
It is.
Really want to ground this thing, but oh well. I will I want to do. I can technically make it all the way over here if I use my bonus action, which is funny.
That is really funny.
You know what? I'm gonna pop over here, actually. I'm just gonna zoop.
Sounds
really
like a
quickly.
plan. Bonus action dash.
Alright.
That's gross. Okay, Miriam.
Alrighty, I am going to drop my concentration on this wall, so... but Miriam will just, once again, calmly step out from the pillar, and... Alrighty, let's see if it's gonna work now. And I'm gonna cast Hold Monster.
Okay. Okay. What's your DC?
18.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20. So, as you cast and release this energy, you see it start to hold your, kind of reddish chains around it, but it beats its wings and just manages to break free from the mental hold there.
Well done. And Miriam's gonna, quite frankly, just go back down here and, you know, once again, be behind the pillar.
Smart, smart. Okay. So, it is the monster's turn. What does it want to do? Miriam's behind the pillar. It's not going to pull away from Shelia. It's going to unleash this away. So,
Damn.
actually, you know what? Since Shelia was unaffected by it, it is going to pull away, so go ahead and take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make mine a booming blade.
Ah. Wait, do you have Warcaster?
I sure do, little buckaroo.
Damn it. Oh, Booming Blade and Warcaster are dirty! Okay, that does
Alright,
hit.
14 regular damage.
Okay.
And
And it moves, so do your Booming Blade damage.
sure, 19 thunder.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
It up.
Nice. Okay, and it is going to... Oh, nope, not what I wanted to do. There we go. It's here. It's fine. Everything's cool. And breathe on both Lydia and Kieran. So go ahead and roll me dexterity. Choking.
Yes, ma'am. That's a 10.
16.
Yeah, both of those fail.
Ouch.
So as a burst of thunder damage as it retreats from Shelia, and unleashes its maw, and just torrents of the same swirling dark smoke pour from it. It's like the ground is starting to, you're kicking up a lot of sand as you're running, and it's starting to, like, there's signs of a battle in here in this arena, but that is 27 necrotic damage to both of you.
Okay, that's half to 13.
Cool. Thank you for doing math for me.
No problem.
Okay, that is the end of its turn. Okay, my annoying glowing gnat, what are you doing?
Before I move, I'll send a flying green fist at it with my bonus action.
Cool.
A 20 to hit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it takes 26 radiant damage. And I'll expend one of my power surges, so it takes 7 more force damage. So 33 total damage.
Okay.
And I'll run up to it and attack it twice.
Sounds good.
15.
Yep. Oh,
That
wait,
hits.
no, sorry. I just was really excited for you.
I'll try a great weapon master on the second one.
Okay.
Oh, I crit. Great. I'm good.
No!
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
just typed
Yeah.
20.
You're just testing.
So close.
So close.
Shorty just
Okay.
said, do math for me. Roll 20.
Alright, so it'll be 3d8 plus 7. 20 damage.
Alrighty.
Oh, 30 damage because I great weapon master.
Yep, yeah. Okay, sounds good. As you this all happens, you get it all up in its grill again. And you're kind of trying to smack it. It's hard to hit smoke, but you seem to be doing something from what you can tell. Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Lydia.
All right, is the Shadow Dragon still up in the air, 60
Yeah.
feet above?
It is. It seems to be playing things a little bit smart, knowing that what it needs to do.
Okay, well, I can't really. All my spells can't reach it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything cool. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, that works. I'll use command on it to make it drop to the ground.
Okay.
That's a wisdom save of 18, please.
Okay. That is a 22. It is pretty wise.
Ooh.
I know.
My turn.
I'm evading all your things. Okay, Kieran. Sorry, do
Alrighty.
you want any movement or bonus action, Lydia? You're not within melee range, so if you wanted to, you could.
No, I got nothing really I can do. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna. Well, no, that's not quite true. I'll use the help action on Shelia so that she has advantage.
That's right. Your rogue ability as a bonus action. Nice. I love the measuring that's happening. It makes my soul happy. Okay. Sounds
Can
good.
you see it? Oh yeah, I forget that you can see it, even though other people can't.
I can see all the things. Okay, so Sheila, remember that you have advantage on your next attack thing.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, Kieran.
DM,
Yes.
do I know if I could get on top of this thing?
With the what?
No, my first question is if I got on it, would I just fall straight through, or is there something corporeal enough?
If you want to use your action to make an investigation check, you'd have to spend an action to kind of surmise that. Otherwise, you could just risk it.
Far up?
60 feet up.
Ah, damn. I wouldn't be able to get onto it anyway. So, why is it at the ceiling? So weird.
What?
I said, why is it at the ceiling? So odd.
I don't know.
Alright, I will... It keeps attacking me. I'm gonna cast Armor of Agus.
Okay.
So I will now have 20 temp HP, and it will take damage every time it damages.
So it's if it damages you, it takes damage?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't quite remember.
Well, no, if it hits me with a melee attack, then the creature would take full
Got
damage.
it. I was like, I don't quite remember how that spell works, so.
So, but it keeps messing me up, which is a big sad. So,
Okay, anything else? Any bonus action? Or movement?
Yeah. I'm gonna move myself this. Yeah. I'm gonna move myself this way. 'Cause I'm trying to keep, like, behind Sheila. Because I noticed that it doesn't, the breath weapons don't affect her.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make myself less of a target.
Uh,
Or if you're going to keep targeting me, keep being ineffectual towards at least one person.
got it. Okay.
And so that will be
Sounds
all.
good. Miriam, what are you doing?
One moment. Just roll something real quick.
Personality check.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm not thinking it through. Cool. See, I'm just gonna step over here, and I am going to hit it with 6 Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Go for it.
At least I will try to.
Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. How many?
5 of
That's it.
those hit.
Alrighty.
Roll me
So,
some big boy damage.
5d10 plus 30 and 5 of this fire damage. Oh, damn. 75 force damage, and it is pushed 50 feet back.
Okay, so as your blasts hit it, it seems to be taking the damage and recoiling, but it does not get shoved back.
Oh, well, fun. And Miriam's gonna go back here and hunker down again.
Okay.
I'm just a little guy.
Sly's like, stop hitting me, Zari. I'm debating if this dragon wants to withdraw from Shelia again. Yeah, it didn't like that, so it's gonna withdraw from you. Go ahead.
Take a little booming blade attack at. I will be melee attacking from this great club from now on.
Okay,
Because
sounds good.
it'll work better. I have advantage, so I'll great weapon master it.
Sounds good.
A 21.
21 does hit.
Okay, 14 damage, plus 10, 24 damage. And 26 more, so 50 damage.
Okay, sounds
yeah.
good. Cool. As you do that, the burst of thunderous energy echoing through the chamber, kind of rattling the ceilings as it gets more and more intense. This thing seems to not be giving. And it continues after its quarry, barely paying attention to you. So, Miriam, go ahead and roll me that dexterity saving throw.
Maybe I will. 91!
Yeah,
Oh,
boy! Okay. Take, I rolled kind of poorly. 19 necrotic damage. As it opens its maw and breathes upon you, and just the torrent of smoke and, shadows recoil against the ground there.
Alrighty.
So, and getting a wee bit annoyed by, its quarry, it is going to go here. Bloop. Okay, that's the end of its turn. Okay, Shelia.
She'll shoot a little green fist at it. She will miss with a 15.
Yep.
But she'll fly over there and take 2 attacks. A 26.
26 does hit.
15 damage.
Okay, okay.
And a 16.
Does not hit.
Okay, Sheila will be done.
Okay, sounds good. It's the end of your turn. All right, Lydia, what are you doing?
Alright, Lydia can't do much, so she'll use Sacred Flame again, but she'll walk closer to around here-ish.
Okay, that does not make it. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Ruby. Alright, so that will be 8 radiant damage.
Beautiful. Just a little radiant bloop up towards its wing, and it kind of like beats its wing in annoyance at you.
I will also give Sheila advantage as well.
Okay, sounds good. Spam that help action, man. And your distraction. Okay, Kieran. Lay it on me.
Do these things seem to be, how is this thing looking? I mean, like, I know it's shadowy monster, but, like, can I tell if we're doing any actual damage or, like, good damage to it?
If you want to take some time to, like, actually invest, I can tell you, like, a generic from what you see, or
yeah,
you could...
generic.
Okay, so generic, it's really difficult to tell. It's a shadowy monster, and the shadows are swirling all around it, and so it's hard to tell. So you surmise that you'd have to take a little bit more time to, like, actually see if you're doing damage to it.
Wise did I make this man again? Not very wise.
How wise is this man? Not very wise.
He's
I
gonna
appreciate you playing your character.
I'm we're gonna Wise, like, no, but
roll me a general charisma check for something quickly.
yes. 16.
Okay, 16 was enough. You just get your patron's voice in the back of your head. Look closely, dear. Take the time, look closely, please. You're missing something.
Alright.
Oh! Did I say hand? I did not mean to say hand. Thanks for that.
Frankly, it still checks out,
It still checks out, honestly. Okay, so with that investigation check, Kieran, this is not real.
Oh, fucking hell.
It is an illusion.
Alright. Fucking hell, illusions. Can I tell where the illusion might be coming from?
Yeah, actually. So as you kind of, like, are thinking about this, and you look at, you've been watching this, you've been watching the way Sheila's attacks have been hitting, and how it seems to not be impervious to any of the, you know, like, command to come down, or the walls, or, like, the hold monster, anything like that. It feels odd, and so you can tell that it's an illusion, and as you kind of look around, you look at the ceiling, marked in the same celestial pattern, and sure enough, over the third image of the dragon fighting, you see a kind of faint purple glyph where it all originated from.
Fucking hell. Alright, I'm gonna go.
So that the investigation check did take your action.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can yell things if you want to.
Well, I'll mutter a little thank you here. Helpful. And then I'm gonna yell out, this is an illusion, and ceiling, third dragon.
Alrighty.
Okay. Do you want to move at all?
Yes. I'm going to move my little ass into the middle.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna stay out of the 60-foot range.
Yeah, could be smart.
You know. Yes, that's all I'll do for right now.
Okay. Miriam, what are you doing?
Miriam is gonna walk right here and being told it was gonna aim for that third dragon and that little third dragon and just send 6 Eldritch Blasts at it. First one's a natty 20. Then I got a 19. I'm doing all 6.
Okay.
I want this thing fucking obliterated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Okay, go ahead and roll all that damage. It is an inanimate object, so the AC is pretty low.
Okay, so that's 6 times 5. That's 30, and then plus the 5 fire damage doubled because it was a critty, so 85 damage to the
Yeah.
Okay. So, Normally it's hard to destroy magical glyphs with, physical damage, but with the large amount of force damage, you watch as about 3 Eldritch Blasts in, the form of the dragon begins to blink in and out, and after the last one, it seems to have done just enough damage, and the vision falls. And you have completed this encounter.
Quick question, is there any illusionary loot that we can,
You look around, it seems to just be an arena, now with a very singed ceiling on one of the, dragons there.
I'm taking a nap.
Yeah, I'd like to also take a nap.
I'll use my bonus action to short second wind while we're standing around.
Okay.
Also, additional question. Since this is sand, can I take out all my sensors and fill them with sand?
Sure.
Thank you. Cool. I have any of my 30 pounds. And I'm taking a nap.
I guess while I can still fly around, I'll fly around the room and see if there's anything on the ceilings or anything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
27.
Okay. So, with a where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so with the 27, it's pretty, you very specifically, you remember the follow the pattern clue, and you see that it was the glyph for the spell that got fired off to create this illusory dragon, was on the 3rd in the pattern, and so you, after poking around for a little bit, go to the 3rd in the pattern on the repeating side and kind of press your hands against the ceiling, and you notice that it gives way for you.
Alright, fine, I'll poke my head up there.
Okay, so okay, there we go. So you poke your head through the floor, and as you poke your head, you kind of put your hand on the side of the ledge that you feel, and you kind of see like a button beside you. So that's the first thing you pick up on is like what appears to be.
Yeah, I press it.
Okay. And so as you do, the illusion dissipates and a ladder drops down, so it'll be pretty easy for the rest of your group to climb up. But as you look around, you see what appears to be a cozy looking nest. Straw litters the floor and there's blankets and cushions everywhere. You see a small pool of water in the corner, a little waterfall pouring into it out of the wall, though it never seems to overflow. A half wall surrounds the space and the gate leads into what appears to be a very large laboratory.
Alright, well I'll just sit up there dangling my legs off waiting.
Okay, sounds good. So are you guys taking a short rest?
Absolutely taking a power nap. My sciatica is
Guys, I don't think this is a good idea. Based on the pattern, we're gonna have a sleep challenge next. Taking a short rest might be a problem here.
Why would it be a sleep challenge?
If you look at the constellation, we had the dragon head, which was probably the doorknob. Then we had the flying dragon, which was spewing out water. Then we had the fighting dragon. So next up is a sleeping dragon.
It's pretty smart.
If you insist, though I don't think I have much to do with it. Yes, you might, though.
I mean, I'm okay with doing either. Short rests are quite nice, and heading forward I'll also be fine. I went a little hurt. I'm annoyed that took me so long. Like the second round I was like something suspicious.
So, would we be able to figure out where this damage came from?
Where the damage came from?
Yeah,
So, make a Arcana check.
sure. 24 or
So-
23?
So with a 23, especially in your research that you've done in the arcane arts and various spells that exist, you've heard rumors of a very high magic spell that allows an illusionary dragon to appear. And a lot of them were not necessarily lost to time, but not very popular, and there haven't been high enough mages in Ilumelan to make it more on the popular side, so it's kind of like a lost art. But it is a spell that exists, and it seems that the illusionary nature does allow it to do damage.
Well, okay then. Live and learn.
Indeed.
So yeah, if we want to rest, we should rest on the 3rd floor instead of resting on the 4th floor.
I want to stick my hand in the waterfall, see if it'll also take me up.
Oh, the waterfall's on the level above where Shelia is.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I personally don't have a preference, guys.
Alright, so Sheila, you can sleep up there, and if you trigger a trap, well, then the rest of us will know. And we can sleep down here and be safe.
Okay, sounds good.
Fantastic.
Okay. So just a short rest, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, just so you guys know, you guys arrived a little bit after midday. It's been like an hour and a half, maybe, between all your investigation. You guys blew through that pretty quickly, so it's like middle afternoon. So go ahead and roll your hit dice, regain all the things that you mayhaps need to from your short rest. Is there any conversation that you wish to have, or anything that you wish to do while you kind of wrap your wounds, eat some snacks that Kieran has packed for you, and so on and so forth?
Nay, I guess.
What?
We're all so busy that we're not having a conversation.
Okay, sounds
We're all so busy taking a break that we have no time to do a conversation.
perfect. That sounds fine. I mean, sometimes when I want to take a little breaky break, I don't want to talk to anybody.
I'm a
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just pass out my little treat and poke around. I kind of want to go back down to the 2nd floor in the library, and I want to poke around a little bit at some of the books if I can still get down there.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, you can pretty easily, you walk back out, and as you press a hand to the symbol that you saw before, it kind of glows, and you watch it give way and then melt so that you can see through the floor, and you see those books flying around and positioning themselves so that you can climb back down.
Alright, cool.
Okay. Are you just like poking around the library? Is there anything specific you're looking for?
I wanted to go look at the books in regard to like getting to different planes
Mhm.
and anything in particular about that stuff. You know, the stuff he's been left around.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Alright. 16!
Okay. So this is a very meticulously organized library. So it's not hard to find the stuff that you are looking for. And as you're poking around, you find several books on the various planes and the passage between planes, you also find something that would be really intriguing to you, which is a book on the history of this Feywild. And sure enough, you read and you see some familiar characters mentioned, as well as, like, talks of the war there, Belladonna's betrayal, and the existence of your patron and who she is. But the result of her, it doesn't seem to have the whole story. So you know more than this book does. So
I'll hand it to an unseen servant.
yep. And if you attempt to take books like much further, like it kind of seems to be following you around. And if you attempt to take books much further away, like you look like you're gonna take it with you, as opposed to like sitting down to read it. It will try to take it out of your hands.
Okay.
So it is like very protective of the order of this library.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else of interest, or?
Not really that you pick up on. You spend some time reading, but like an hour isn't a ton to get super in depth to these books
Yeah.
and this knowledge. So. Okay.
Hey, onwards.
Time a ladder.
Alrighty. So as you climb the ladder, you see what Sheila saw before you. So this kind of nesty looking area. Very cozy area, and all of the different like cushions and things littered. There's also little nooks in the wall. Most of them are kind of empty, and then you see the large laboratory.
I'm gonna start poking around, see if I see anything that's familiar from my smuggling days.
Okay, so you're walking through the gate into the laboratory?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So as you walk through the gate, the laboratory is spread out before you. You see that it is illuminated by floor-to-ceiling windows that have a stunning higher view of the mountains. To the right of the curved space is an extremely large table, save for a few medical-looking tools, with a desk and cabinet against the walls. To the left, there seems to be a full alchemical setup. Vials and looped glass, burners that appear to be off. All of them seem to be empty and like haven't been used in a while. Cabinets with hanging herbs, tools, and more empty vials are organized against the wall. In front of you, you seem to see a large desk littered in piles of books in the center of the room, and beyond that, an area with a long workbench and several more cabinets, crystals, and gems that are sparkling up high. What would you like to explore?
I'm gonna go to that desk and start looking through those papers.
We love to see some lab safety here.
Yep. I figured
So-
you'd appreciate that.
Can we figure that this is the top of the tower? That this is where Tobias's search is, or is there more tower?
This
Make
is
an
only the fourth
intelligence check.
dragon.
Okay, or you could deduce by that conversation.
That's a 19.
Okay, this is definitely not the top floor.
Okay. I guess I'd be looking to see more patterns in the sky to see if there's any other dragons.
So oddly enough, this ceiling seems to be just kind of like a regular plain Jane ceiling. And as you're with your passive like investigation, you see some burn marks over the alchemical area and over kind of the area off to the right that has those odd looking cabinets.
Okay.
So Miriam, you're poking around the desk.
Oh yeah, I'm reading his diary.
Okay, so actually, it doesn't seem that he has necessarily a diary here. You see some notes, but it seems to be pile of books, all with the same familiar library stamp. You see a book on simulacrums, one on familiars, and a couple on enchanting constructs and what happens that, one on dragons and their habits, and then one on essence pearls, which I believe you can make a history check to see if you've heard of.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just read through this real quick. Sorry, when you're wary of your... Okay, no. Okay, cool. So that is a 17.
Okay. So with the 17, you recognize what essence pearls are. They are a magic item made from Merino's power, usually formed in the ocean found in the Maria area. They're flexible and tumultuous, and this is actually an excerpt that you are reading and you recognize, and you've heard of this before, so especially with that history check, but as you're kind of like reading, you know that this is true and what you've kind of seen before. So here, I'll let this drop so that you can... Oh, that's all black. That's frustrating. That's hard to read. Well, if you want to go back and reference it, here, let's see if I can change that color.
It's fine. I can read invisible ink.
I just highlighted it.
Yeah, me too.
Does that work? Maybe? Maybe? Oh, that... Yes. Okay, I'll just read it to you. So you're reading this in the book, and you know this to be true. You can conglomerate it, and you've heard of these items before. But they're magic items made from Merino's power, but it's very flexible and tumultuous like the god's magic it comes from. It's difficult to use by itself, and is typically used by talented forgers to infuse an item with magic, or combined with an existing magic item for a magical boost, limited by how powerful the pearl is, and each pearl varies in power. However, it is said that some heroes are rumored to have occasionally used the pearl by itself, appealing to the remnants of Merino's magic and Merino themselves to help them in their time of need. Rumors of extreme healing, bursts of tumultuous power, and knowledge of the gods of God-granted gifts follow such movements.
Oh, well, this is all useless. I don't even have anything on his crushes. Lydia, there's stuff here on simulacrum, constructs, familiars, dragons, essence pearls. It's all your speed.
Yeah, Lydia will come over, although she's pointedly annoying Miriam.
Yeah, I'm just poking at the lab stuff, but this is Fly coming through, not Kieran. Kieran's bored.
Okay. So wait, are you poking around areas or no, Kieran?
Fly wants to poke around the lab stuff, see if there was anything in particular he was researching.
Got it. But Kieran wants to do that. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to poke so bad, but Kieran would not care.
Okay. So, Lydia, as you kind of examine these books, Lydia, quickly, you pick up the topics that he was researching. You see notes in Elvish, Celestial, and Draconic scribbled in the margins, but they're not, like, super intense. It's more just, like, generic annotations into what he was researching.
Gotcha.
What were you saying, Cece? Were you saying anything?
Kieran, do you want to help me see if he has any substances in here? Just for funsies. I want to see if he's gotten his hands on anything interesting.
Sure, Miriam. Which is key for I'm here to make sure that she doesn't immediately partake of said substances.
Okay, sounds good. What areas are you poking around?
Pretty much anywhere where I feel like he would store ingredients.
Probably more in the alchemical area for that. So, as you poke around there, you find a locked cabinet, as well as a desk that has a couple of journals on it and some pages. They seem to be notes on various potion experiments and logs of what was created and so on and so forth.
Miriam will just grab her crowbar and go at that cabinet. You see anything? Locked door.
I have thieves' tools. I have thieves' tools.
What?
I imagine that, like, Miriam's trying to pry the back of the hinge off, and Kieran's like, wait!
Wait, please.
What? I can't even test my strength against a good old wardrobe. What kind of woman am I?
I would prefer not to destroy this place. We're trying to help him.
Fine.
Alright. What do you want me to roll?
So a lock-picking check, which would be, you're proficient in them, right? Because you're a rogue?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so then it would be, your dexterity plus proficiency, and, yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be +5. Dirty 21.
Oh, got it, because of your proficiency bonus. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy enough. It's pretty easy for you to lockpick this, this padlock on here. And you open it up and you see a storage space for many different vials and potions. There's tons of empty spots. But you do see about 4 potions left behind. So, two of them you recognize very specifically as potions of greater healing.
Okay.
And then one of them you see so you would know that one pretty well, but one of them you see an orange liquid that flickers and smoke fills the top of the container for that one. And then, let me just double check. I did not write down the descriptions because I'm silly. Okay, but the last one is a transparent liquid that has what seems to be, as you kind of examine a little bit further, a sliver of a fingernail in it.
Interesting. I'm gonna add those 2 potions of greater healing into my bag of holding, and I will try to identify these other 2.
Oh, okay. Are you casting a spell or ritual casting?
Can
you ritual cast? Okay.
I can't do that shit.
Okay.
Give them here.
I was gonna say, I'm kind of like looking at them, trying to identify, and I just go, Shelia, and I'm assuming you're like right above me. I'm like crisscross applesauce on the ground, and I just put them up for you.
I'll take them.
Okay. Are you identifying them?
Yeah, if we have time, I'll identify both.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you guys could definitely take 20 minutes to poke around in here. So with that, they are a potion of fire breath and a potion of frost giant strength.
Oh, dibs. And I'll throw the fire breath one back to Kieran.
Okay. You catch it. It does not break, but it terrified the crap out of you.
And I will hand the fire breath to Miriam and say, just make sure none of us are in the crossfire, please.
I will have this.
Oh, that's super funny.
I have a couple summons I could give this one to.
What was it? It was Frost Giant.
Frost giant. I dropped him in the loot channel.
That's fun. I inherently have to write everything down. So.
You're good. You're good. Okay. Are you guys poking around? There's kind of like what looks to be an enchanting area, and then what looks to be another separate area that has like a couple cabinets over there and a very, very large table and some like medical equipment.
Yeah, I guess Lydia will check out the enchanting table.
Okay, sounds good. There's not much to note over here. It seems that anything of use was kind of taken probably when he left on his journey, you'd deduce. You do see a couple of just like random cloaks hanging in a cabinet over there, looking like they have yet to be enchanted. And you do see a locked box kind of sitting on the top, as well as if you would like to make a investigation check to kind of poke around for more.
Yes, ma'am. I will touch myself, and that's a natural 20 plus, give me a second. That's a casual 33.
You know, just a casual 33. Okay, so you notice that around the kind of bottom of the desk, like underneath, that there are grooves in the floor and a little bit of left behind of iron. And it seems that there was a very large iron box that sat here rather permanently that is not here right now.
Can I just touch a space to make sure it's not an invisible box?
Yeah, you run your hand through it. It is not invisible.
Okay.
So, but you do find I mean, you saw this normally, that didn't require an investigation check, but there's like a locked box up on the top shelf.
Okay. Well, the top shelf is kind of...
I will lift you up.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
just going to offer, like, and then stand you on my shoulder.
Gotcha. And yeah, I will try to get the locked box from the shelf if it's not too heavy.
Yeah, you lift it down. It's not super heavy.
Okay.
So, and can set it down on the counter.
Alright, well, unfortunately, I don't have a key with me. Sheila, would you mind opening it up for us?
I'll sure try and open it. Sheila will cast knock on it.
Okay. Easy enough. It falls open. And you just see various gems and gem dust inside this box. So it seems that this was the components and the more expensive components for whatever enchanting that he was doing.
What do we have in there?
You see several rubies, a couple of, like, emeralds, a bunch of diamond dust, and a couple other things. So I'll send you guys a full complete list later if you want to take it.
Do we want to take it? To clearly give it back to Tobias once we find him.
I feel like there's a bit of a difference between, like, grabbing a couple of vials of healing and stuff that he clearly didn't want versus a whole ass locked box.
Maybe we just
things.
take some and call it a finder's fee.
I think perhaps some of that diamond dust for you there, Lydia. Just in case case our quest to help him should kill us.
Oh, well, I can't really use any diamond dust.
Oh, that's quite fair. I could probably use some.
You already have diamonds, though, Miriam.
I could use some of those gems too. I'm with Miriam.
Giving a point look at Miriam.
What?
I've seen what you do with crystal dust. Intent.
I literally gave you a diamond last time, and Kieran knows you can't cast Revivify.
It's not that I can't cast it, so I don't need components.
Yeah. God damn it. This boy is not necessarily good, but he's not bad. I don't think we should take it.
What? It's our finder's fee.
That is literally not the point of
Alright,
the quest.
I'm just gonna take a little bit. But the whole point of the
clap
quest
your
was
hand.
to find Tobias, finder's fee.
I'm gonna slap your hand.
It all works out if
I
you
think
make it work out, Kieran. That's all
As
I'm
you're
saying.
like reaching for stuff, I'm just smacking your hands away. Hey.
Oh gosh. Sheila, are you gonna take that or are you still gonna try to grab the stuff?
Yeah, I'll use my other hand to grab it.
I have my other hand, I smack away.
Okay, for the sake of this, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check, Sheila.
Can I roll anything?
I will let you roll an interposing, we'll say, dexterity check.
Just straight deck?
Yeah.
Alright. Did we roll? No, we did not.
Okay,
Damn.
so
Finders fee secured.
yep.
Oh my
So
gosh.
you managed to grab a handful of gems. So
I have
in
big hands.
sure. I mean, you are a half orc. So go ahead and roll me just a d100 to see how lucky you get. Yeah. So with the 34, you managed to get quite a bit of the dust, and you're just like holding a fistful of dust, and you do see an emerald in there that could be worth a decent amount, and then 2 very small rubies.
Perfect. They're all mine.
I'm gonna just close the box. Fine, whatever.
It's okay. She's a free agent, Kieran.
It's a finder's fee.
You keep saying, I just hear, I'm an asshole.
Your perception versus reality is not my business.
It's not my business either that you have to lie to yourself to steal.
Whoa, you're lying to yourself that I don't steal. Or that I am stealing, don't you think?
You are actively stealing as
Whoa,
we speak.
finder's fee.
This is not a finder's fee.
You
But
say it's not.
I will not keep arguing with you because you can't argue with stupid.
You certainly can argue with stupid. It's just a difficult argument.
Listen here, Kieran. This is the same that I always say. A horse is a horse, of course, it's not a horse. And in that case, it is a horse, and of course, this lady here is a horse.
His eyes have glazed over. He's gonna put the box away.
Definitely don't give any more crystal dust to Miriam.
Yeah.
Lydia, if you're not elevated enough to know what I mean by that, then it's quite understandable. And I'm gonna pat Sheila on the back with just the smallest grin.
Oh my gosh.
I'll put my pouch of dust and gems away.
Okay, sounds good. I did drop it in the loot channel for you, so you can see how much things are worth. Alrighty. What's next, my dears?
Gonna go look for the 5th dragon.
Okay. Where are you looking?
Ceiling.
So as I said, the ceiling's kind of like a white plaster. You see a little bit of kind of singe marks here and there, kind of over the medical area as well as over the alchemical area, but you don't see any symbols on the ceiling.
There goes all my ideas.
Is there any stairs or ladders or anything else?
And not that you can see.
If I were Zari trying to trip up my players, what would I do? What would I do? What are the themes of this power? It's illusionary magic. It's things not as it seems. I'm gonna stick my rapier up and try to poke the ceiling.
Okay. You can't really reach the ceiling. It's like 12 feet above your head.
I will throw my rapier at the ceiling.
Okay, you throw your rapier and it bounces off and lands on the ground.
Alright, and I just whoop, it comes back to me.
I would like to cast Locate Object to find the glyph of the Sleeping Dragon.
Okay. That's clever. So yeah, I'll count it as an object. So just letting you know, you guys did not poke around. You've poked around pretty much every area except for like the medical area. So just making sure you're aware of that, because I know we're doing a lot of this theater of the mind. So, but Lydia, as you're doing that, you kind of walk around with the little radar going, and you find a small symbol of a sleeping dragon carved into the leg of the gigantic desk in the center of the area.
Okay. Can I touch it? Poke it?
Yeah, sure. When you poke it, it seems to be a button. It kind of gives.
Okay, I will press the button.
Cool. You watch as the ceiling, you hear a noise and a rumbling, and the ceiling opens up and a staircase drops down.
Knew it was gonna come from the ceiling.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty then.
Is there anything
Let's
else
go.
you would like to do in this room before you go upstairs?
Look in the medical area real quick.
Okay. Sounds good. So you kind of poke around there. You see medical tools. You see a couple of cabinets in that area. And as you open them, you see a couple jars that have dead and preserved lizards and bats, as well as an iron box with a large lock on it, and a couple of journals.
I'll poke through the journals if people are willing to let me look through it for a minute, unless people want to, like, go.
No, it's fine. Take your time.
Sweetheart, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
And if people want to move, we can move.
Sly, if you want to do the honors in reading that journal.
Hold on, gotta pull it up. Alright. Should I be spooky or just normal voice? We'll go.
Do your Zari voice.
I'm not good at impressions.
We have
Roughly
such a
a year.
similar voice.
I
Okay,
was
go ahead.
gonna say, roughly a year ago, I've taken to calling the golden one Lucy. Bright eyes. She seems more lucid today, opening her mouth like a baby bird, begging for food. She's very snuggly with Philgoos, especially drawn to the luck it gives off. Another entry a couple days later. Her tail has grown immensely, and her wingspan is by about 3 inches. No sign of her fire breath yet, but she did cough out a dust yesterday that made me feel a bit weaker. Another entry roughly 2 weeks later. Lucy has been craving gold, as I figured she would. Went to diet, but a couple pieces seemed to sate her for several days. Her favorite is pearls. And she rolls over in satisfaction with a full belly after. She's already showing signs of hoarding, excited about the pile of coin and gems that I have given her, and the proper aggression when Philgoos gets close. Another entry, roughly a month later. Today, when I walked into the hatchery, I couldn't find Lucy, but I did see a small tressum that was extra. It seems Lucy's shape-shift abilities are in, and she chooses the form that she today. A couple more months, I think she will be good for release.
So,
Hey guy, he thinks she's growing dragons.
Well, that's quite interesting.
So as you poke through the other journals, you see references much in a similar fashion to several other dragons. You see the most recent one being Cymron, the red. You also see the next one being Nethelus the black, Zardag the copper dragon, and Iris the silver dragon seems to have been the first that there's a journal present down here for. All of them discuss relations with Phegolus, or Felgois character. Nope. I didn't write my pronunciation down here. It's fine. And it seems to span a time that doesn't overlap the others. So it seems that he raised one dragon at a time and then released them.
Do we have any indication where he got the eggs? Or where he drank them?
No, there's no indication in the journals.
I feel like this
Kind
is
of
both
strange.
a
If
good...
there's no adult dragons here, where do the eggs come from? What came first, the dragon or the egg?
I mean, you have to go get the egg from somewhere else, so the egg came first.
So Lydia, go ahead and make a, I will let you make a nature check if you want, as you're posing this question to yourself.
Sure. 1.
Okay, so with a 21, you know for from what you've read about the tiny bit that's recorded, and maybe what you perused down in the library below, and the couple of moments you were kind of reading, dragon eggs don't hatch right away. They wait until the perfect conditions, and so someone could have dragon eggs for hundreds of years and hold on to them. And either they hatch when they feel safe enough, or there's not like, from what you recall, there wasn't like a here's how they hatch or why they hatch. You just know that they can last for a couple hundred years.
Gotcha. Okay. Do we suspect there might be a dragon still in the tower?
You haven't necessarily seen any recent signs of anybody being in this tower in the levels below.
How recent does Lucy's journey seem compared to the other one?
About 6-ish months ago is the most recent entry.
Okay.
So,
Well,
you do still have the gigantic iron box.
Does it seem? I'll try to pop it open. With
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a lockpicking check.
13.
Okay, so with that, as you're trying to lockpick it, you stick your lockpicks in and you get just a little burst of magic energy and it singes you and you pull away quickly and we're not able to lockpick it fast enough. It seems that it's a little bit protected than usual.
Sheila.
Sheila will touch it with her staff and cast knock.
Okay, as you do so, the lock falls off and you are able to open it, and inside you see 3 dragon eggs.
Oh, I'm gonna close those.
What do they look like?
One of them is kind of like an eggshell color, and you see just little blue lines all the way through it. One of them appears to be, it looks like ice crystals all around it. Like a crystal formed up to cover the egg there. And then one of them is completely a bronze color. Just straight bronze.
Sorry.
Yep.
Did you just say the egg was eggshell colored?
Yes, I did. Eggshell white, okay? It's a color.
I'm writing cream.
Okay, sure. Whatever you want to write.
Listen, there's a lot of different eggshells out there. Chickens can lay green and blue eggs.
Okay, it's like a technical term.
Yeah,
Keep in
we're
mind,
just giving you
I've
shit.
wedding planned for years. Eggshell white's a thing.
We're just giving you shit.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna take those eggs. If Tobias is out there dead somewhere, leaving them here seems to be very cruel.
Cool. Because I think this is funny. Kieran in his mind was immediately like, I'm not ready to be a father.
Okay, as you're thinking that, you hear back in your mind, but you would be a great father. But it's okay that you're not ready.
He's very blushy.
I don't think that I'm ready either.
He's very blushy. Yeah, I'll pass off I'll carefully close the box again and hand it to Lydia. No offense, Miriam, I don't trust you would immediately try to cook them up.
Oh,
I was going to say the same thing to you, Kieran, since you're a chef.
I would not use a dragon egg.
I have some morals. Give me some credit.
Insight check.
I mean, go ahead.
So that's a 16. What would she, or what would Kieran glean from a 16?
I mean, Miriam's not lying. I mean, especially because Kieran knows that in all the years that they've traveled together, she has never stolen gold from him.
This is true. This is true.
And in case something Kieran has seen before, that in some cases where stuff has been stolen, Miriam will put a little bit of something as a reimbursement for thievery.
Okay.
He's not a friend to.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, what are you doing with the dragon eggs?
I guess I'll put them in my backpack.
Okay. As you shut it, after a couple of minutes, the knock spell will fade and they will be arcane locked again. Just let you know.
What is arcane lock? The eggs or the
box.
Say-
They're in like an iron box that's lined with like a very intense cushion and like kind of wrapped in velvet.
Gotcha. It's fine.
Okay. What
Is
would
there is there an easy way to open the box that I can figure out now that the box is open?
You know, because arcane lock's a pretty basic spell. You know that there's usually like a word that's spoken that will allow it to be opened and dispel the lock. You don't know what the word is. Otherwise, the knock spell, or if you can lock pick high enough.
Okay, that's fine. I'll keep the eggs in my backpack.
Okay. Are we proceeding up the stairs?
I guess we are.
Like nothing else of interest.
Okay, so you walk up the stairs and you come upon a smaller space, still circular and very wide open. You see floor-to-ceiling windows again that cover most of the walls, continuing to look out into the mountains and into now is what kind of like is a vibrant afternoon. The sun's kind of dipping a little bit behind the mountains. Velvet curtains are draped along the windows to give it a very cozy feeling. You see two large bookshelves that take up the only open space on the walls, next to another large wooden desk and a huge high-backed chair. A small kitchen and dining area are off to the left, and a fire is crackling in the nearby fireplace. Towards the far end of the room, you see a spiral staircase that continues upwards, somewhat obscuring the vision of a bedroom area. A huge four-poster bed with hanging velvet curtains and a wooden chest and several wardrobes. There seems to be one walled-off area to the side, which you would assume to be the bathing chambers. It seems that you are in Tobias's living space. And with this entry into this new space, I think this would be a really great place to end our session for the evening. So...
You know, I'm concerned for what he's actually packing if he calls himself the Noble Dragon on this top floor.
Well, I guess we will see next session. All right. So, for those who are hanging out with us on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give it a like, and if you want to come hang out with us, we will be streaming the third session to this, not this upcoming Saturday, the 7th of October, but the 14th. So make sure you tune back in to see it, and chat with us there.
I dare you.
Do it. Do it. Okay. But everybody say goodbye to YouTube. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.